Chasers, artillery vessels, battle barges, and even destroyers and light cruisers. Truly a sea of potential. Sorry. When it comes to playing different classes of vessels, given that different ships behave and fight in a lot of unique and different ways. You get agile vessels with little to no armor, massive ships that can take a lot of punishment, and everything in between, with all sorts of armaments and crew sizes. To make it easier for you to adjust to the new world of naval battles, today we'll discuss all the basic controls and key mechanics of the new game mode. The first thing you have to come to terms with is managing your throttle. There are a few different speeds. For instance, when moving forward, these are 1/3 ahead, 2/3 ahead, standard ahead, full ahead, and flank ahead. To switch between speeds, press W or S. If you hold both of them at the same time, you reset the value. If you want to stop as fast as possible, press B. It will automatically force the engine to work in the way needed to stop all movement. Keep in mind that even the lightest of ships are basically massive metal constructs that simply can't come to a dead halt on a whim. While slowing down, they will travel a certain distance anyway. Be very careful. Use A and D to maneuver. Just remember that you're relying on a rudder to make turns, and it takes time to shift it. There is also this thing. As a general rule, the bigger the ship is, the bigger its turning radius gets. Okay, now let's discuss armaments. You get quite a few things to play with. There are primary guns, secondary guns, AA guns, torpedoes, depth charges, mortars, rockets. Hell, that's one long list. You can switch between your main guns and secondary guns by pressing Alt plus 1, 2, 3, just like that. To aim with torpedoes, press Q. Then you will see a special aiming reticle for the torpedo. Line it up with the lead and fire away with your space. If you want to launch naval mines or depth charges, left control is your friend. It's a good idea to set up a delay before the fight. In order to launch rockets, press R. The same button manages your bomb throwers by default. One of the distinctive features of naval battles is that almost every single vessel is basically a floating arsenal. In most cases, it won't be humanly possible for you to control every single weapon at your disposal at the same time. That's why your crew will automatically shoot at enemy vessels using guns that are currently not under your direct control. To prevent them from wasting ammo, you can manually designate priority targets for them by pressing E. You can set it to ground targets, air targets, both, or neither. You can also force your crew to fire at several targets at once with the help of the X plus 2, 3 button combination. You'll have to lock onto a target first yourself, though. It's pretty neat. Next, let's take a look at the interface. To the left is the familiar damage icon. It shows you the state of your modules and which guns are not under your direct control, while also displaying crew count as well as fire and flooding icons. The latter are extremely important. If a part of your vessel is on fire, this indicator will appear. If your vessel starts to heal, look here. It's your buoyancy. The smaller the number, the bigger the chances that you're going to sink. Also, pay attention to your crew count. You won't do much good with a vessel devoid of people. It's okay that by default, it's not at 100%. You get 100% only after maxing out crew interchangeability under the Ship Commander tab. Right in the center is an indicator showing what armament you're currently using, and also the buttons for different types of ammunition and survival measures. To the right, the traditional Minimap. A lot of things you see here will be familiar for any veteran of ground battles. Choosing ammo types, using artillery strikes and tow cables, managing repairs and FPE, all of that works just as usual. A new thing is reducing or stopping flooding. By default, it's activated when you press 8. By the way, if you hold 6, 7, or 8, an A will appear on the corresponding icon, and the action, putting out the fire, repairing the vessel, or reducing flooding, will happen automatically. Just remember that it takes more time to finish if you do 2 at the same time. If you do all 3, there will be a penalty. It takes time to master the controls and learn to use a vessel of your choice as if it were a finely tuned instrument. Take it slow, make use of the testing range, and don't be in a hurry to get to high ranks. A pint of sweat saves a gallon of blood.